All right, here we go. Welcome.
Thank you.
Carole Jones to Broadway Banter. I'm going to drink because my mouth is dry. Carole and I work together at Festival of the Lion King at Disney.
Yeah.
And currently you're on Broadway in MJ.
Yes.
And before that, Book of Mormon.
Yes.
Perfect. So let's start and take us through the journey of Carole Jones growing up. When did you start singing? Was it school? Was it church?
Man.
What kind of got you to where you're at
Wow. Okay. Well, I actually started playing the violin.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was playing violin probably started in like second grade.
Nice.
And when I got to middle school, I joined the orchestra, the Lynchburg City Schools Orchestra.
Nice.
And we did a couple of weeks tour of London. And there I got to see a show on the West End.
Okay.
It was Phantom of the Opera. My mom signed me up. She was like, you have to see this show. It's so great. And I was like, an opera? I don't wanna. And saw it, fell in love. I had seen a lot of musical movies.
Okay.
Did not know they were doing it live.
Interesting.
Did not know they were doing it live. So at like 12 years old, I was like, oh, forget the violin. I want to sing and dance.
Awesome.
And that following summer, the school system had a summer musical theater program that my mom signed me up for. And we got there for day one. I showed up with my little violin thinking, all right, I guess I'm gonna play violin. They're like, well, we'll see. And they had us doing some singing, some dancing, and a little bit of acting to kind of see where we kind of gravitated to. And I was actually an amazing dancer.
Oh, wow, okay, good.
Right? They're like, you're really a great dancer. And I was like, okay, so that summer we learned how to sing, we learned how to dance, we learned how to act. But at the end of the summer, we put on Fame.
Okay, yep.
And I was one of the dancers in Fame.
Awesome.
Crazy.
Nice.
And that really just kind of like propelled me into this world of musical theater.
Wow.
And that's where I've been ever since. And I can't even tell you what my violin is.
Really?
I can't even
I love that. And see, that's another reason I actually love that I'm doing this is that, so again, Carole and I have been friends for so long. I had no idea about any of that. And I love learning new things about the people that I'm interviewing. Because again, never knew that, and that's an amazing story. So the West End, you saw Phantom. Do you remember your first Broadway show that you saw?
Yes, Aida.
I loved Aida.
I know. I came up for spring break with some girlfriends during college.
Okay.
And we got to see, and we got dressed in gowns.
Really? You just didn't really know what to expect, probably. Yeah.
So we wore like gowns and like dressy dresses, did our hair, just everything. We got decked out, and everybody was there in jeans. But people commented, they said it's so nice to see people dress up for the theater because nobody does it anymore.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay. And they actually got us like box seats. They moved us to like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, because they were like, you guys look so wonderful. Here, come sit over here. And yeah, it was really amazing.
Very
and we
cool.
got to meet Heather Headley after the show. Yeah.
Love that.
At the stage door. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So with all that, so then this kind of answers this question actually. So initially, Broadway wasn't the dream because but did it become after kind of being involved with everything?
Yeah, I mean the dream initially was to be a lawyer because I watched a lot of the Cosby Show and I wanted to be like
I get it.
Claire
I get it.
I was like, Claire Huxtable, come on. I really wanted to be a lawyer. Played violin. Yeah, I never thought I was really going to be a violinist.
Okay.
But yeah, after seeing that show, seeing Phantom, I was like, absolutely, this is where I want to go.
So how did it kind of take off from there? Once you did the camp and everything, then did it just kind of blow up, really just kind of with school and all that type of stuff?
That was probably my 8th grade year in middle school.
Okay.
Next year was high school. So then I started taking acting class in high school, auditioned for all the shows. And then finally just went to college, went to James Madison University, go Dukes.
Yes.
And I started studying musical theater, and my senior year, I actually booked Festival of the Lion King like 3 weeks before I was supposed to graduate.
Really?
And I had to go to all of my teachers and say, hey, can I take my classes early? Because I really need to get to this job. I wanted to take all my exams early. And they were like, some of them were like, I haven't even made up the exam yet. Some were like, okay, here, I understand you have a job. So I did have to go back, I think, for homecoming that same year to finish some of the requirements.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But so how long were you at festival then as well?
Maybe a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
And during that time then were you kind of making trips up to New York and auditioning and all that type of stuff?
No, I was not.
Okay.
I was doing some auditioning in Orlando regionally.
Gotcha.
Honestly, I felt very unprepared. When I actually came to New York, I felt very unprepared for New York.
I wonder if that's across the board. I feel like, because some people I feel like are a little bit over-prepared, and sometimes it's kind of not a bad thing to be under-prepared, because you're just kind of walking into it with, this is what I am, this is what I'm doing.
I had no fear. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going on. I was just like learning. Luckily, I did have some friends that were up here that were kind of like helping me through the process, but I feel as though a lot of schools these days are really preparing kids a lot more. They're making trips up to New York. Yeah. They're doing their showcases here in the city. So they're meeting casting directors. There are a lot of schools that are doing that, which is like amazing. But I didn't have that growing up. So I was just like,
kid in the candy store, like, okay. So do you remember some of those auditioning processes? Like, what were some of the shows that you auditioned for and things like that?
I remember going in for the Phantom of the Opera because I loved it.
Yeah, because you loved it. Yeah, of course.
I was so wrong for the show. So wrong for the show. And those are the big mistakes, going in for things that I was just like, I'm not right for this. But just trying to get the experience, just being like, hey, like, maybe. No. So I think if I could look at younger Carole, I'd be like, know your type, know what your strengths are, and go towards those things.
Definitely.
Because there were, a lot of mistakes made. I think I was also just unprepared for what I was going to get in the room sometimes. There were readers, and I was like not talking to the reader. I was like, had this imaginary person that they were like, you can actually use the reader.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing too, like you said, is that you didn't know what to expect, and kind of during that process, you really were kind of just learning as you went along and kind of did it. Kind of talking about auditions, do you happen to remember some of your auditions during Book of Mormon and then MJ? Like, how were those processes?
Yeah. So before, I was actually on tour with Mamma Mia.
Okay.
And I remember my agent saying to me, she's like, hey, you've been on tour. I think I was on tour for like 2 years, going on like my third year. You've been on tour, you made some money. Do you think it's time to come back?
Kind of settle.
She's like, I got some things that are brewing here that I could love to like submit you for. And I was like, hey, if the agent is saying come back, I need to go back. So I put in my notice and I went back. And instantly I had that audition for Book of Mormon. There was another audition there were things that I was auditioning for, sending in tapes. Okay. And this is before tapes became like a big thing. It was like, if you can't fly in, all right, we'll look at a tape. But who knew if they were actually really looking at it? Everybody was coming in. So I came in and auditioned and felt really good about it, and it seemed like they liked me, but they passed over me. Okay. And next thing I knew, they had started rehearsals. And I was like, okay, well, that's it. I'm not going to be in the Book of Mormon. The first national tour of the Book of Mormon. And then I think it was like the 4th of July weekend or something like that. They called me in right before and said, can you come in for a swing position? Came in, did it. Did not realize that they were calling me in during their lunch break. I showed up for the audition. They were in there performing, like rehearsing. And I was like, what is going on? Everybody's coming out, and including Gavin Creel, who turned to me, I'll never forget. He was like, there was an empty spot on the cast list. He said, that could be you. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't even know him. He was the sweetest guy. And I was like, I hope so. And sure enough, I did book it. And they were like, can you start rehearsals on Monday? This was like Friday.
Wow. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, and now, and the next thing I know, I'm like packing up my life to go back on tour.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you remember, did you end up getting a swing role? How many roles do you then cover?
I covered 5, I believe it was. Yeah.
That's crazy.
5 roles. One of them was the principal, Nabalungi. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I performed all of them.
Did you? Yeah.
I did.
At least once, probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure, probably multiple times. Now, what about MJ? Was that a little bit different experience auditioning for it?
It was, because that was, now we're in the land of like self-tapes.
Yep.
So I got a self-tape for it. I had heard rumblings about it in the world, and I was like, this was like years ago. And I was like, oh, this is still happening? Okay. And so I auditioned, sent in my tape, didn't hear anything for weeks, maybe even a month. And they said to me, and I didn't say, actually, later on, they offered me a chance to come in person for a vacation swing. I was like, vacation swing, that's awesome. I know when I'm coming in, what I'm gonna be doing, like I'm prepared, right? I was like, that's great. So I went in, and they seemed to really like me. I was literally walking out of the audition, and my agent called me and said, hey, they really like you. They want to know, can you start rehearsal next week? I was like, what? I was like, wait, that was vacation swing. Like, no, they need a swing for right now. And I said, okay, yeah. So they had me come back in for the producer. And I came back a few hours later, performed it, got the offer that day. Yeah, started rehearsals the following week.
That seems to be the habit with you, it sounds like.
It's insane. It's insane.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm actually not overly familiar, and this is actually, I've been asking a lot of my friends for questions and things like that to send in to be able to ask people.
Yeah.
Have you, as a swing, had to go in like mid-show? Like if something happens or anything like that, and then all of a sudden, you're in?
Several times.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
When I was on Book of Mormon, actually, our Nabalungi went down right before her big song.
Oh, wow.
Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City. And we were swings downstairs playing Uno, as we do.
Yep.
And suddenly the music stopped, and we're like, huh? So we start running upstairs, and I hear over the intercom, Carole, please get ready for Nabalungi. I was like, what? So I'm running back downstairs, taking everything off. I'm literally standing there pretty much naked, having costume people throw clothes at me. But next thing I know, I was like, wait, I don't have a mic. The mic is still on her. And she had passed out. She was preparing for a marathon or something.
Wow.
And I think her body was just exhausted. And so they were working on her, and I was just like, but I need the mic. Is it okay? It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we had maybe 15 minutes left in the show at MJ. And our Catherine, something was wrong with her. I think her blood sugar dropped, and she was just feeling dizzy. And they were like, Carole, we need you to go on as Catherine. So, with 15, you've already done all the heavy lifting, girl.
Right. I'll go out there.
All right. So, and my paycheck remains the same.
Right.
Whether I did the full show or half the show, I still get that bump. So, I went on mid-show. Yeah, it's happened a couple of times. We had a girl who was pregnant. I was actually at rehearsal up the street. We were getting ready to start it, and they were like, Carole, we need you to go back to the theater I was like, really? They're like, yeah, she's gonna be out. And I was like, okay, great. So I'm running back to the theater and getting dressed and everything and walking onto the stage.
I love those type of stories, actually. And it's funny because that is literally my next question. You kind of told me a good amount of them, but are there anything from any of the tours that you've done, any like favorite or funny moments or memories or anything like that from the shows?
From the show.
Any of the shows.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm sure I could think of something like as soon as we like
Of
finish
course.
this.
But honestly, the ones that you've already said, like you named off 3 of them, so it just kind of got my mind thinking, like, I wonder if there's anything else with that. But here's one, because you kind of talked about where you had to jump in at the last second. So if you know that you're going on, or even I guess maybe for a last minute thing, do you have any warm-up rituals or anything that you do superstitiously before a show or anything like that?
I do. I like to get into a quiet space, do a little prayer, and then do a pat down to like get in my body.
Kind of a little bit more centered type of thing, into you.
Because it's so easy when you're like, you know, and you're not aware of anything. Like you're just on your toes. You're just not in your body. It's so easy to make mistakes, to forget things.
Right.
If I find that I kind of really ground myself a lot, I have a much better show.
Yeah.
A much better show.
I get that, totally. It was funny because when I used to perform as well back in the day, I kind of had my thing that I had to do before every single show just to kind of get myself prepped and ready to go, and just, to your point, kind of grounding myself a little bit. I had this weird ritual, I don't know why I did it, but during parade, I felt like I had to have a Twix bar every time before I went out, I'm like, I'm gonna get through this parade, but I need that Twix bar. That's gonna be the one thing.
I mean, you guys were out there in the heat.
It's true.
You need that sugar.
I needed something just to get me through. So those are the type of things that I kind of did.
Yeah.
With any of the shows or the touring that you did, have you met any of your Broadway icons or people that you really want to meet, or is there someone that you still want to meet?
Ooh. I didn't know it at the time, but Gavin Creel, amazing. Man.
I saw him actually Into the Woods, and he was amazing, amazing.
Like I said, I met him like day one of that audition, and so we were on tour together for a couple of months. They shipped him off to London once we had finished in San Francisco, I think. And he just, in that short amount of time, he was just such a great leader. And I didn't, I guess I didn't recognize it at the time, but like I just admired how even stage management let him kind of lead the company because they trusted him. He was trustworthy, and he came to work every day. He did what he was supposed to do. He treated us to things, you know. He didn't have to spend his money to buy us a party or, you know, whatever. And he was just a really amazing leader. And you know, people who are leads in shows, you don't think of them as like, you just like, they're the leads in the show, but they are leading the show.
Correct. Yeah.
And they do have a huge amount of weight of how the morale in the show goes. So he was really great at that. Being in the Book of Mormon and then being in LA, we saw a lot of famous people just come through, stopping by, and it was amazing. Actually, being in MJ, a lot of famous people have come by. I met Angela Bassett.
Oh, I love Angela Bassett. Yes.
Her husband came too. They came separately, but I mean, she's come like several times.
Really?
Oh yeah. She's come by herself. She's come with her daughter. She loves the show, and it's just amazing to like meet and like. Everybody just shows up. You're like, yes, Angela Bassett, she's back.
That's great.
Yeah.
Have you found that with the people that you've met, because I've been fortunate enough while at Disney to get to know a good amount of people with some of the roles that I've had, they're just real people.
Yeah.
You know, they're just there. They want to enjoy themselves just like anybody else.
Absolutely.
And they really just come and talk to you because they want to praise you for what you all do on the stage. But, you know, we are so sometimes in awe of them, and it's so nice to see so many times they really are just real people.
They
you know
really
what I
are.
mean?
They really are. And it's also kind of like, I remember Bradley Cooper, sorry.
Yes.
He came.
Okay.
And everybody just wanted to get that picture with him. And he actually really wanted to like connect with people. He was just like trying to take their hand. People were just like, picture, and they would just like walk off with their hand, like posting it as they're walking. He was like, and and so he just really wanted to connect with us. He really wanted to shake our hands and like, yeah, I'll take the picture, you know. He brought, this was for Mother's Day, so he brought his mom.
That's awesome.
And I think his daughter and his daughter's mom to see the show. And so it was nice of him to take the time to be with us, because even though this was for his family, you know, he recognized that, you know. But he really did want to connect, and they are real humans, but it is hard to do this, because I'm like, you're so famous.
It makes me kind of think of one time, I don't know if you were still at festival or not. Were you there when Celine Dion was there?
I wasn't there that day.
That day?
Though.
It was the craziest story, because it was, if you remember back in the day, there used to be a trailer, and we used to do the Theater in the Wild was kind of outside type of thing. And you know, sometimes we would do meet and greets after the show with people, and sometimes they don't want to. They just have other places that they gotta go. And Celine actually, at the time, wasn't going to do a meet and greet or anything. She was already in her car, but all of us, literally that little window at the back door, we're just watching her car go by. And all of a sudden, the car pulled around and pulled in front of the trailer. And they go,
oh my God.
Yeah, and same thing. She just wanted to meet us and spend time with us.
Yeah.
All of us were freaking out because it was Celine Dion, but everyone else, like, she just wanted to meet us. And there was actually, she was so nice. It was when she was doing her residency in Vegas. She even invited people. She's like, you guys want to come? Here's the person, just tell them. And she got them seats to the shows and stuff like that. I know. Yeah. She was amazing. I still have that photo, and I'm like, I treasure it, because she was just such a nice person for everything.
That is so great.
Yeah,
that is
it was
so
great.
Yeah.
So I also know too, we'll bring it back, that you also do some TVs and movies as well.
I do.
So currently, if I remember correctly, because I just saw it, is that you're doing The Chair Company from HBO on HBO. Tell me a little bit about that as well. I don't know much about the show itself. I
know, it's so crazy. This show, it's a comedy.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a dark comedy.
Okay.
Basically, a man, Ron Trosper, played by, me and names.
Names and me, I'm the same. It's totally fine. I totally get it.
Tim Robinson. He and his co-creator, Zach Cannon, they wrote this show. And basically, he starts his new job, gets his promotion, and he has this big speech to make in front of the entire company. He sits down in the chair, and it falls apart, and he suddenly is like, there's a conspiracy behind this. Somebody set me up. And we go on this wild ride of what happened, what's the conspiracy. It is
amazing.
Insane.
Nice.
But it's a lot of fun. I auditioned for it maybe last year, like early last year. Didn't hear anything from it. Was like, all right, fine. I didn't know anything about it really. And then finally I got a call. My agent said, hey, they're interested in you, or they were asking if you're available for these dates. And I said, yeah, I'm available. Then they came back and said, because I auditioned for one role. Okay. And then they came back and said, hey, we actually think you're going to be better at this role. And I said, whatever.
Well, I'll tell you, sure.
You tell me. You know best. And so I got it, and we shot the pilot last year. So episode 1 that's out right now, that was the pilot that we shot last year. And then there were rumblings of like us coming back, recurring, and we were like, oh, that could be awesome.
Right?
Because I thought it was like a one and done type of thing. But we had to wait. So that was in July. We didn't know if it was going to get picked up by HBO until like September, I think it was. And then we had to wait until like April to see if they were going to actually have us back.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then we shot in May.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I took a little leave of absence for MJ.
Gotcha. Was that here locally, or was that in LA?
Yeah, that was here in New York.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was nice.
Very nice. So is there kind of I know there's a difference, but also what is the main difference, do you like one more than another, meaning TV movies over Broadway? Like Broadway's 8 shows a week, but long days of filming. So like,
everything has its good and bad. 8 shows a week. That's a lot.
Yeah.
12-hour days. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, pay is really great on TV.
Yeah.
And right now, because it is so new to me, still it is kind of like a novelty, and I still kind of like enjoy it and love it. But I am moving more towards film and TV.
Okay. Yep.
Because you can't kick your face forever.
It's true. It is true.
Belting, twice a week or twice a day sometimes is a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm actually trying to that's where I'll retire to.
Yeah, I'll do that later on. Yeah, I say do it as long as you can here, but kind of the same thing. It's funny because I look back nowadays and I'm kind of like, if I did it now, I just don't think my body would let me do my dancing and stuff that I used to do. And I'm definitely not vocally trained for anything anymore. So that's out the window. We're actually coming to the end of the interview, but there is a couple other little questions.
Okay.
If you could do any show from the past or the present, what would it be and why?
From the present, probably Hadestown. As I don't know the name of the character, which is terrible with me.
Is she one of the Fates, or is she one of the?
It's the guy. I want to do that role.
That'd be amazing,
right?
Yeah,
that is fun.
I love that show.
Narrating the whole show.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. From the past, probably Into the Woods. I've always loved Into the Woods. It's so good. I want to be the baker's wife so bad.
Love the show.
So bad.
Love the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so we're going to say thank you to Carole. See, it's so easy. Everybody gets so worked up about what this is, and then you get here and you're like, oh. You know what I mean? So thanks, Carole, for being here on Broadway Banter. And for the audience, if you enjoyed the conversation, just continue to check back to the channel, see who else we may be interviewing in the future on Broadway Banter. And make sure to like, subscribe, and have a great day. Let's once again cheers to Broadway Banter. Thank you.
Bye.